Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm talking today about a book which has come to us in the Toolkit series. It's the Practice Management Standards series from the Law Society. It's this publication here. It's called Conveyancing Quality Scheme Toolkit, and obviously it's very important. It's a new scheme that's come in, one of which many people will be familiar with. We'll look at the book in a minute, but let me start off by giving you a title and some indication of what's in it. We've said for the busy conveyancing practice, the basics of the new quality standard for residential conveyancers is this book itself. And so in just under 100 pages, Law Society Publishing have produced a most useful practical document in this series, which will assist solicitors in the day-to-day responsibilities of practice management for conveyancing quality. The Toolkit is actually a sister publication with the hands-on expertise, which we'll look at in a minute, for the comparison with the rather heavier, much more detailed Conveyancing Handbook in the 18th edition, which I've just reviewed elsewhere. That's also published by the Law Society. Readers will know that the Law Society Conveyancing Quality Scheme, that's the CQS, accreditation, is a mark of excellence for the residential conveyancing market, one that obviously you would need to have. The scheme is the new quality standard which provides assurance to lenders, insurers, consumers and clients alike. A firm with CQS, therefore, will show strong client care credentials, high practice management standards, deliver quality services and demonstrate a commitment to excellence. Those are in the words of the authors, and they're right too. The toolkit's been compiled by Peter Rodd, who's a partner at Boys and Malm Solicitors, and he's also chairman of the Law Society Property section, and he's been assisted by a colleague, Andrew Baker, and Claire Jarrett from the Law Society. I'm very pleased with this toolkit because I think it gives a great deal of additional common sense value to people who are not legally qualified necessarily, but have a lot of admin experience and need to bring that out in the work they do. Like the other wildly popular toolkits, this slim workbook, as I would call it, with a CD, pack in a wealth of information and resources in a compact and concise format. And as you would expect, the toolkit provides the essential time-saving policy templates covering the four main chapters, that is, financial management, supervision and operational risk management, client care, and file and case management. I think it succeeds in its aim of assisting solicitors with their day-to-day responsibilities in practice management, and is therefore not a legal text in the usual accepted way because it's much more human resource orientated. What it does have are a series of examples for policies, procedures and documentation, which can easily be adapted to your own firm's needs, and very much points of common sense. Do note, of course, that the adoption of the documentation from the toolkit supports compliance with the core practice management standards, but it doesn't guarantee compliance with any of the regulatory requirements themselves. So with its plain English approach, the book counsels an attitude of preparedness intrinsic to effective risk management in this area of practice. Let's just have a quick look at it. That's the front, that's the back of it. You can see that. Then there's the CD is tucked in at the back. You can see, and let's take client care, that's part 3, client care. And you have a set out of the policy that you're going to adopt. Then you've got a whole series of comments, things like competence, confidentiality, politeness and so forth. Then you get into things like the letter itself, and that's just one example of many. There are various other things. There's file and case management, that's another one that's a very useful area, and I think it's a great benefit certainly to newer members of the firm. And let me conclude by saying that you should note that the Law Society have also produced a separate risk management toolkit which has a sort of general applicability. We've reviewed that separately, but I certainly suggest that any well-run practice should have these toolkits as part of their well-stocked law library. I'm very grateful to all the people involved for producing something up which I think is greatly assisting the way in which we do our business today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.